The trick is when a good person makes many mistakes and Satan prevails over him, he asks a perplexing question. Why did God create Satan? Did he want me to resist? Did he want us to rebel? He called me to rebel and sent to the prophet to tell our Lord. Of course, our Lord wants a way for his creation to be, so there must be a clever, malicious person with evil and hatred who causes people to stumble. A perplexing question, I haven't answered it yet. I want to add some administrative and psychological information about managing companies. Companies, meaning the people, the management scientists say that one of the things that makes companies successful is having cooperation between departments. The marketing department and advertising department with £10 million, the accounting department to manage the money, is not a coincidence to spend it for the company's benefit. Sales says it's increased a lot, to reach £10 million. Marketing, when it makes advertisements and promotes, spends the money and puts pressure on sales. Sales puts pressure on the operatives who have it, and marketing puts pressure on the money person. So each department brings out the best they have. This is a word for management in companies. Psychology says that any pressure is resisted in the opposite direction, and life, when it has pressure, is resisted and remains always in the gray area. People in sales, workshops and all want to wait so that the doctor, engineer and anything in society is respected. They must study difficult materials and take an exam every year to make sure they can pass the year to remove it. And there's an annual wedding ceremony to determine if they have reached the level of each college. We hope that their levels are in the average student. If anyone does a job, they must know how to do it, and there must be a measurement for that measurement to be better. What is there in humans? Satan is a measurement in the non-average level, not exaggerating. The weak servant is tempted by Satan with thoughts and whispers and has no intelligence except for the negligent servant. God said, the trick of Satan was weak if one relied on God. If you know Satan, he is not clever except with the servant who doesn't rely on God, because God in the Quran says, my servants, you have no power over them. Quran in servants and worshippers. Servants are all humans. Even those who don't recognize God are in any case servants of God. They rely on God and they are in God's hand. We're led to worship, but the worshippers are the ones who deceive God. So God says, my servants who seek my help and come to me, you have no power over them. Even when Satan realizes he is being rejected, he repents and God gets closer to us. God replaces their sins with good deeds, so they have no power if they seek help. If the weak servant seeks help from our Lord, the Most Kind, the Exalted, how much remembrance, how much seeking help and resorting to our Lord. Satan leads people to it. How much is it a guarantee for us? How much humility is it? How many people follow the Hadith of the Prophet? God commands you to remember him, as the one who remembers God is like a servant whose enemy is following him. The Prophet said, Satan is like an enemy who comes and goes. This is like one who found a fortified good and fortified himself with it. How many servants protect themselves from Satan by remembering God? In conclusion, Satan is created as a resistance in the society, an opposite force. Satan's trick is weak except for the negligent, non-reliant on God. Satan's trick doesn't stop before a person who relies on God, the Exalted, because his trick is weak. If you ask, why did God create Satan? He sent you to know about the nature of God, the Exalted.